Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, coastal Crossroads counties respond to a brush fire burning hundreds of acres. The Texas School Choice Initiative is picking up now how local families can prepare to take advantage. And the Salvation Army is helping the homeless during the cold weather.
Well, tonight with clear skies, we are looking at cold weather. In fact, tomorrow morning we're going to drop down to about 32 here in the city. Probably for about an hour or two. It's not going to be, brutal, but it will be freezing. So we consider that, and then we'll take a look at what's happening for New Year's Day. All that coming up in a moment.
And professional fireworks show in Victoria County where you can enjoy the show safely. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Don Brubaker in for Shauna Curry. Rockport police working with the Texas Rangers released new details in a deadly Christmas Day shooting. Investigators say 65-year-old Alberto Sanchez is now in custody, charged with murder in the death of his wife, 50-year-old Yanira Sanchez. Officers were called to the home on North Ann Street Christmas Day and found Yanira Sanchez dead from a gunshot wound. Alberto Sanchez was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the neck. Police say Sanchez later admitted he shot his wife and then tried to take his own life. Investigators say that account matches the evidence. Mr. Sanchez is now charged with murder. A large brush fire in Refugio County is now 85% contained with the help of multiple nearby agencies. The Backgate fire broke out this morning between Refugio and Ostwell near the Aransas Wildlife Refuge. Dry vegetation, low humidity, and gusty winds helped it spread quickly, reaching about 300 acres at its peak. Firefighters were able to get it under control, and no homes or the wildlife refuge were threatened.
We got it surrounded. We got some dozers working out there from the Forest Service. What you see right here is a backburn. They're going to light it up all the way down the road back this way, and it will be contained.
Long says a downed power line, likely blown down by the gusty winds, started the fire. Let's go to Mac Pettis with the first look at the forecast. And Mac, I know we've had a bunch of rain during this month, but with those winds coming in, it's really dry again.
That's always a problem. And of course, we did have 45-mile-an-hour winds, so tree branches and power lines usually succumb at that kind of speed. But today, the skies cleared, and you saw that, and it was beautiful. And now we've got high pressure over us. That's going to give us a couple of very nice sunny days. The thing is, tomorrow morning, we're probably going to get down to about 32 degrees. So it'll be around freezing when you head out the door early, but then layer it off because it'll be in the 60s by the afternoon. Out there off the west coast is the next big storm that's going to affect not only the west coast, but our area as well in a couple of days. And we'll have that complete forecast coming up in just a moment. Back to you, Don.
Mac, thank you. As the cold snap hits, local resources for the families and the homeless are adjusting hours to keep people safe and warm. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with the Salvation Army to get the details on how shelters are stepping up to help those in need.
The Salvation Army welcomes those who don't have a place to stay, especially when it gets cold. And Director of Social Services Rick Villas says the shelters aren't open without the help of the community. Even though the temperatures in the crossroads won't hit freezing, they are dipping into the 30s in the morning. So the Salvation Army of Victoria and Mid-Coast Family Services Resource Hub are adjusting hours to shelter anyone from the cold.
Each of us that work here at the Salvation Army, this is a ministry for us, and we work with the public, the most vulnerable, the population, and for them, this is just a small gift. And just as we finished last week celebrating the birth of Christ, we know that with this gift, we're able to go ahead and provide that to the children of Jesus Christ.
Villa says the community has supported the organization by donating blankets and comforters.
It's very important for us to succeed and to go ahead and help the community, but we need the help of the community as well.
For anyone needing shelter, the Life Enrichment Center and the Mid-Coast Resource Hub open at 7 Wednesday morning, and doors will stay open throughout the day. Villa says the sole purpose of the Salvation Army is to serve the community in any way possible. Reporting from the Salvation Army, Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. If you're planning to ring in the new year with fireworks, Victoria County has a safe place for you to do it. Patriot Park will open to the public on New Year's Eve from 5 p.m. to midnight. County officials say safety will be a top priority. The fire marshal's office will have vehicles and volunteer fire teams on scene. The county will also provide bags to dispose of used fireworks. Patriot Park is located at 2700 Fordyce Park in Victoria County. The city of Victoria will also blast into the new year with a free fireworks show at Riverside Park. Entertainment and family fun starts at 6 p.m. with fireworks starting at 9. Everyone is welcome to park in several areas of the park. Parking in the grass is not allowed except in designated overflow parking areas. The stands at Riverside Stadium will also be open for seating. Texas' new school choice program is picking up speed, and the Crossroads is already part of it. Acting Texas Comptroller Kelly Hancock says nearly 600 private schools and pre-K providers across the state applied to take part in the new Texas Education Freedom Accounts program in just the first 10 days. That includes 6 schools right here in the Crossroads. Families can now get ready through the new TEFA website, which includes a school finder and a checklist for parents. Applications for families open February 4th, with funding awards expected in early April. Texas could be losing some of its clout in Washington after next year's midterm elections. So far, 9 Texas members of Congress say they're not running again. That's 3 Democrats and 6 Republicans. Several factors are driving the exits, from party leadership term limits to frustration over gridlock. Congress passed fewer than 40 bills into law this year, and rising political tension has some lawmakers rethinking their futures. 7 more Texas representatives are also facing tough election challenges. The Louisiana National Guard will help provide extra security for New Year's Eve celebrations in New Orleans. The move comes ahead of the 1-year anniversary of the ISIS-inspired attack on Bourbon Street that killed 14 people and injured several more after a driver plowed a pickup truck into a crowd. The suspect was later killed in a shootout with police. This year, National Guard troops will also help with security for the Sugar Bowl and Mardi Gras. The governor asked for 350 troops, who are expected to remain in place through the end of February. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is helping a young man become the tallest police officer in Texas. O'Neal knows what it takes to become a member of law enforcement, and as Troy Kless shows us, he's now trying to help a young man achieve his dream.
Kemah, Texas might be one of the last places you'd expect to see 2 men as big as this together.
I actually found out about him through jealousy. I thought I was the tallest, handsomest cop in the world.
After seeing him on Instagram, Shaquille O'Neal met Jordan Wilmore, a 24-year-old who is aspiring to work for the Kemah Police Department. After successfully completing the academy, he took his state peace officer exam.
I mean, I made a 69. You have to make at least a 70 to pass or above. First I was down, but then I'm like, I'm still young. You fail, you gotta get right back up. Can't be so quick just to quit.
Kemah Police Chief Raymond Garavay got a FaceTime call from Shaq where he told him about the news.
In my 34-year career, I've seen others fail, but I've also seen people give up. And once they're done, they're done. Hey, I failed, it's not for me, and they go do other work. That's not the case here. He wants to serve.
Shaq, a certified peace officer, could relate.
So it actually took me 5 to 7 years to graduate from LA Sheriff's Academy.
To help Jordan, he's sponsoring his next journey in the police academy.
I want him to really focus on this, because it's commendable that a kid wants to be a cop. I love cops. I get a lot of flack for loving cops, but cops made me who I am.
As an incentive, Shaq says he'll have a custom-made car ready for Jordan when he passes the exam, and Jordan is grateful.
I mean, I'm really thankful for him helping me out and being there and being like a mentor for helping me out do this.
Shaq saying he wants to help.
I wanted to just, let him know that he had my full support. So I'm going to be on you, brother. Make sure you get it done. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
As Shaq was once in Jordan's shoes.
Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. 13 deaths linked to a disease surge in the U.S. The health warning coming up. Also ahead, you finished your holiday shopping list. Now doctors say start another list for your health. Flu cases are skyrocketing across the country. The CDC releasing new numbers today showing there have been about 3 million more cases since the numbers were last reported. As ABC's Perry Russum reports, it comes as people are getting ready to gather and ring in the new year.
New numbers from the CDC show flu cases spiking across the country. The agency estimates there are 7.5 million cases, 81,000 hospitalizations, and more than 3,000 deaths. 20 states now reporting very high levels of flu-like illnesses, up from 5 states when the numbers were last reported.
It's so important to understand the risk of this. It might be mild to you, but if it transmits to another person, it could be deadly.
New York State is seeing a spike in cases. The state's Department of Health says most cases are linked to the new variant, subclade K. It's not matched to the current flu vaccine, but experts say the vaccine will still help reduce the risk of severe illness.
My head feels very full. I feel nauseous.
Symptoms appear to be similar to previous years, fever, body aches, and fatigue. But some doctors say with this year's strain, symptoms may be coming on faster and stronger.
It takes everything out of you.
Flu season is typically between October and May. Doctors say it is not too late to get your shot. The CDC says it takes about 2 weeks to develop protection after getting vaccinated.
If your symptoms are mild and you feel like they can be treated from the comfort of your own couch, I don't stress about a test because often when patients are coming in, it doesn't make a difference. The treatment is very much the same, supportive. You want to make sure that you hydrate, that you rest, and that you mask to reduce your transmission to others.
The CDC recommends everybody over the age of 6 months to get a flu shot. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
The U.S. is having a sharp rise in whooping cough cases with nearly 28,000 reported this year. It's the second year in a row cases have topped 25,000. Health officials say falling vaccination rates are a big concern. Whooping cough can be especially dangerous for babies. About 1 in 3 infants under 1 year old who get it end up hospitalized. So far this year, 13 deaths have been reported in the U.S., most involving children under a year old. And this is not just an American issue. Global cases jumped 5-fold last year. World Health Organization reports that. With the clock ticking down on 2025, you still have time to take care of your health before we move on to a new year. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a family doctor about what to cross off your year-end health checklist.
You're done checking off that holiday shopping list. Now it's time to move on to another one.
This is a great opportunity to take stock of what's going well and what's not going well in terms of your health.
Dr. Keisha Davis with the American Academy of Family Physicians says first up on your year-end health checklist, taking stock of your medical needs. If you have conditions like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and obesity, determine if you need a health reset in the new year and factor in family health history. Next on the list, preventative maintenance.
Are my vaccines up to date? Are those cancer screenings up to date for women? Have you gotten those, pap smears and breast exams? For our gentlemen, have you gotten the prostate cancer screening? For everybody, have you gotten the colon cancer screening or lung cancer screening if you're a current or former smoker?
Davis says to also go over the medications and supplements you're taking. Maybe some can be consolidated, decreased, or discontinued altogether. Next, check on your mental and emotional well-being. That includes social connection before and after the new year.
And even though people often are all around us, it can also be a time of feeling really lonely.
And finally, look at your lifestyle choices. Are you getting quality sleep, good nutrition? Do you exercise? All are critical for overall health.
You don't have to wait for New Year's to start that resolution. You can start it right now.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Davis says before the year ends, make sure you've submitted all your FSA claims and receipts so you don't miss out on reimbursements. It's also a good time to review your health insurance for any changes in the new year and to check or complete your advance directives. Golf champion Tiger Woods is celebrating his 50th birthday today, and that means he's now eligible to compete on the PGA Tour Champions Circuit. At age 50, Woods can look back on 29 years of professional golf and 683 weeks as the world's #1 golfer. He's also logged 82 PGA Tour wins and 15 major championships. But Tiger has not publicly talked about his future plans. If he does play the senior PGA Tour, he will be allowed to use a cart and enjoy a 54-hole format at most tournaments outside of the 72-hole majors. And Mac, while we're talking about superstar sports birthdays, birthday number 41 today for LeBron James.
41? Wait. Tiger Woods just started playing golf a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Now he's 50?
Yeah.
What happened? We've been watching that long. Well, folks, hope you had a lovely day. It was certainly not as cold because the wind settled down. Right now, we're at 56. Yesterday at this time, we were at 46. So, yep, it's a little bit warmer. Our high today has basically occurred at 2 o'clock, and our morning low was 42. Now, tomorrow morning is the big concern because we're probably going to get down to 32. We'll talk about that and take a look at New Year's Day coming up in a moment. Well, it had to happen. We knew it was going to be a warm winter, but, the record-breaking Christmas week, it was funny because it wasn't just us. It was pretty much most of the country that was looking at temperatures well above, even 25, 30 degrees above their seasonal average. So it was a a heat wave for Christmas. Now we got 2 days of winter weather and then we start warming back up. So go figure. High pressure is on top of us. That's why finally we cleared up and we got the lovely sunshine today. Not quite as cold as it was yesterday with that north wind. The next big thing is right about here. We have a circulation off the west coast. It is spinning around, and you can see it right about there. Now this one is going to bring some nasty weather to Los Angeles for New Year's Day, and you know the Rose Parade is out there, and usually they have spectacular weather. May not be that way this year, so they might even be getting some rain during the parade because that system is going to be coming onshore. Then it's going to be a big rainmaker for the West Coast, and we're going to get a little bit of it, but that's not for about 4 or 5 days from now. High pressure basically is a reason that we're going to start warming up after tomorrow's morning cold. We're, you know, obviously in the 50s right about now, and most of Texas got up into the 50s with the abundant sunshine that we had pretty much across the entire state. But get a load of these temperatures. We're looking at 67 by tomorrow, and then 75 on New Year's Day, and then 83 Friday, and we should be staying in the mid 70s as we get into early next week. Now tonight, here we are in Victoria County. We're not under a freeze warning per se, but still expect the temperature to dip down there for an hour or so. But for the counties to the northwest of it, that would be Karnes County and Guadalupe County as well, and over toward San Antonio and over to Pearsall, they do have the advisories for freezing temperatures tonight. Now, the big concern for those of you that have, like, you know, flowers still out, will it dip down to freezing for more than an hour or so? Some, you know, can survive that, but many can't. So if you've got some petunias on the patio, well, you know what you got to do. So as we have that northwest wind over our area, that's going to keep us on the sunny, bright, and dry side. Watch this. This is the big storm I was telling you about. It's going to come up, bring rain and snow to the west coast. Lots of rain and snow to the west coast. And now we're talking Thursday here. Thursday, we have a weak front that sort of rolls through the area, but no significant weather coming through our region through the weekend. And as we get into early next week, we're going to watch and wait as that system slowly starts crossing the Rockies and then eventually gets over here. We're going to be picking up a little cloud cover here and there, but in terms of any real rain, looks like Wednesday or Thursday of next week is the best chance that we have for anything that would look significant. So there you go, 32 tomorrow morning, 33 down in Refugio and 31 in Schulenburg. High temperatures, however, will warm up very nicely up to about 68, almost 70 degrees. So a lovely day in Port Lavaca tomorrow after a cold morning. No major wind problems, 32 in Cuero and getting up to 68. And then you've got to remember that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. is the fireworks at Riverside Park, not midnight. Okay, that's sort of helpful to know. So there will be fireworks, and then New Year's Day, we're looking for a 75 and a lovely day to be outdoors. Little frontal system on Saturday, and next week we'll watch and wait to see what that West Coast storm does. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have this QR code. If you scan that with your cell phone, you can put Crossroads a Day right on your phone. We'll toss it back to Don.
Mac, thank you. And still to come on 25 News Now at 5. Disney is accused of violating children's privacy online. A costly settlement just announced. Wall Street closes in the red. The Dow dropped almost 100 points. The S&P 500 dropped 10 points and the Nasdaq fell 55 points. The price of oil is in the red 13 cents at $57.95 per barrel. The Trump administration is investigating companies over diversity hiring practices using the False Claims Act. The Justice Department says federal contractors could be committing fraud by factoring diversity into hiring. The Wall Street Journal reports Alphabet and Verizon were asked for documents, and other industries under review include automotive, pharmaceuticals, defense, and utilities. Disney officially settled a major privacy lawsuit over YouTube. The company will pay $10 million after the FTC accused it of collecting children's personal data without parental consent. That violates the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. The settlement, first announced in September, is limited to YouTube and requires Disney to set up a program ensuring future compliance. Disney is also barred from operating on YouTube in ways that violate COPPA. Several artists are canceling shows at the Kennedy Center after the venue added Donald J. Trump's name. Jazz group The Cookers pulled 2 New Year's Eve performances, saying their music, quote, reaches across divisions rather than deepening them, unquote. Dancers Doug Verone and Christy Lee also canceled, citing the name change. The Kennedy Center's president dismissed the allegations, and the cancellations rather, noting the acts were booked under previous leadership while the Kennedy family publicly opposed the name change. To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. We're back in a moment. We'll take a last look at your weather, plus cameras capture the Times Square ball drop you're not supposed to see. That story coming up if you want to see the story you're not supposed to see, okay?
Tonight, whiteout conditions, icy roads, high winds alerts. So what's your New Year's Eve forecast? Plus, President Trump's escalation on Venezuela, saying a dock was hit, and now a new boat strike. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Or the confetti flies. Times Square got a dry run. Crews tested the famous New Year's Eve ball with an early drop today, making sure everything's ready for the big night. The newly updated Constellation ball, unveiled last month, features more than 5,200 Waterford crystals and thousands of LED lights. This year's design also includes an America 250 theme, marking the nation's 250th anniversary next year. Hundreds of thousands are expected in person for this Times Square tradition, and millions more watching around the world. Now, I have read that the ball right there that you're seeing that will drop in Times Square tomorrow night,
yes,
will also be used to drop on the night of July 3rd, going into the 4th of July. Yes, this is what I have read, the same ball.
It's new?
Yes.
I didn't know they were doing a ball
Yeah,
drop.
this is a brand new thing for 4th of July, yeah.
You know, I think Waterford crystals are very nice, but they're so high up there, I don't think you can appreciate them, you know? So, you know, those people are going to have to worry about having a winter coat and getting ready for all that. You won't have that problem because we're looking at another warm holiday for us. Now, tomorrow morning, it'll be cold early, all right, about 32. Then it'll get up to 67, and of course, in the evening at 9 o'clock is when they're having the fireworks over at Riverside Park, and of course that is you know, our version of New Year's Eve. No ball drop, but a couple of golf balls will be dropped out there. And then on Thursday, the first of the year, we're looking for 75 degrees, 75 to 82 by Friday. A little bit of frontal system coming over the weekend, but no major cold weather in store for us.
Will those golf balls be dropped on purpose, or just?
They'll probably just fall out of the pockets, you know?
Okay, thank you, Mac. Thanks for being with us. Our next newscast in 30 minutes, World News Tonight, David Muir is next.